Buddy, Roy Cabalo, Cabalo's Realty, Cabalo's Realty Referrals. I'm going to start throwing both companies in there now just because I'm going to do another video strictly about that, because there's so many people out there that have licenses and they go through school and put forth the effort and they just don't do anything with it. I get it, board fees and things like that, but that's going to be a whole nother video. So I will, well, I was going to introduce my co-host, but he went running that way. So I'll just run on my own. There he is. He dropped his head in there. So today's video, let's talk about getting your real estate license. Something that's a little different, right? Difficult? I don't think so. Not really. Many of you know I work for a real estate school. I don't have their permission, so I'm not gonna bring up names or anything like that. And please, if you know where I work, don't drop it in any comments or anything like that, out of respect for them. They're super great people, but like I said, I don't have their okay to share their information, so let's just keep this civil, right, and do it the right way. I will share these things. Getting a real estate license, not real expensive, and I went ahead and wrote down the numbers just so I could you know, have them good numbers, right? So if you go to myfloridalicense.com, that's where you would go to apply for your license. Your application fee is going to be $39.57. If you're a veteran or a veteran spouse, that fee is waived. Now, on occasion, you will get hit with the fee, but if you send them the required documents or send them an email to DBPR, they will refund that fee for you, right? I had it happen to me. It's not a difficult process. It takes 2 or 3 weeks, and they will refund you that money. So not a biggie. There's going to be a fingerprint fee. That's around $50. And then there's a state exam fee that's $36.57 per event, or per attempt of taking the test, because should you not pass on the first go round and they have a vacancy tomorrow, you can actually take it again the next day. That's assuming they have a spot. So unlike a school test, taking the state exam, you can literally turn around and take it again the next day if you don't meet the minimum requirement. The school fee itself, lots of different ways you can do it. You can do it online, you can do it in person, you can do it at night, you can do it on weekends. It just depends on the particular school that you choose to attend. What are they offering, right? And I wanted to figure out what is the range as far as real estate schools. What's that part going to cost you? So, and AI came back and said between $200 and $500. So you're looking at total between your fingerprints, application testing, and all that. You're looking at about $650 beginning to end, right? That's to get your real estate license. Those fees may vary a little bit here and there. Like I said, just depends on what school you go to and if you have any additional training that you want set up. We haven't even talked about getting to a brokerage, right? Don't even worry about that for right now. Can it be a cost-effective thing? Yes, it can. I will give you a real-world example. We had a lady a couple years ago, sold her home in Ave Maria. We had the buyer. She was the seller. At the recommendation of her broker, she went and got a real estate license. So you figure on let's just round numbers, on $1,000 investment to get her real estate license. Yes, it took her time to go to school. Got it. Fully aware of that. Yes, it took time for a few minutes to get the application done, fingerprinting, whatever. Let's say she had $1,000 invested in it. The return on that one sale, right? So instead of paying 2 realtors, she only had to pay 1, or she could have paid herself, or she could have rebated the commission to herself. There's a bunch of different scenarios that could have played out, but on that one particular transaction, it was in a community known as Ave Maria in Collier County. That home was, I want to say that transaction was $560,000 or something. It was a very nice home. The compensation on that was 5 digits. So you pay $1,000 for a real estate school and you pocket the commission, or you turn around and rebate it to yourself towards your closing cost and whatnot. That's a win-win. You just saved yourself thousands of dollars if you're an investor, right? We had a student a long time ago that said between him and his dad, they had done 120 transactions. And that's why he was getting his real estate license, because he was getting tired of paying realtors. Well, builders, a lot of builders have real estate licenses. Why? So they don't have to pay an agent. They turn around and just pay themselves, or they rebate. That's the actual technical term. They rebate that term back, those funds back into the transaction to save themselves some money with regards to closing costs or whatnot. It depends on if you're on the buying side or the selling side. You get your license, right? First year in real estate, it's horrible. It sucks. That's truth. That's reality. That's the way it works, right? You're getting established. You really don't know what to do. Some people are scared to talk to people because the school really doesn't teach you that. The school has at least here in Florida, there is a state prescribed curriculum. It's available on myfloridalicense.com. It identifies everything that schools are supposed to teach you. And it's a lot. It is. It's a lot. Depending on the school you go to, it can be super easy if you just pay attention. You know, different schools have different teaching methods, but it can for some people, it's super easy. If you have test anxiety, well, you're going to have a little bit of a problem, but the right school and the right instructors can help get you past that, right? So is it worth it to get your real estate license? You know what? The only person that can answer that is you, right? If you want to do it for yourself, if you think you're going to be doing 3 or 4 transactions, and you might be thinking, hey, you know what? I'm going to put $800 to $1,000 into getting my license, but I'm going to turn around and pay myself back. And honestly, it can benefit your friends and family as well. We've done 4 transactions with our daughter. We've done 1 transaction with our son. We routinely rebate those commissions, those compensation back to them. It's our son and our daughter. We're not going to charge our son and our daughter. Sorry, that's not how we were built. That's not how we do it. So is it beneficial to them? Sure, absolutely. You know, it helps get them into not necessarily the home of their dreams, but it helps get them into a home at a significantly smaller fee, which ultimately gives them more buying power. So can it help people other than just yourself? Sure, absolutely, all day long. Can you be creative with it? Sure can. Different brokerages are going to tell you different things. You guys know how I feel about that. I'm not a fan of the big box companies. You guys don't worry about sending me any hate mail. I know you don't like me, but it's okay, because you know what? I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you the way it is. So look forward to the next video. The next video is probably going to be on Cabalo's Realty referrals, and it kind of goes along the same lines. You know, one of the things that kills new agents, right up front, kills new agents, board fees. Board fees are expensive. They just are. And especially when you're brand new, you haven't knocked out that first transaction. Now what? So something to think about. Be watching for that next video. We're going to talk about Cabalo's Realty referrals and how a referral company might be your next best option. Significantly lower fees, if almost any fees, and the option to actually keep your license alive with a minimal requirement. Something to think about. Okay, guys, it's a little bit crazy out here today. We've got sunshine. We had a few drops of rain, which in Southwest Florida, we are in the worst recorded drought since, I believe, 2017. So I'm going to go try and figure out if I need to do a rain dance or something. No, I am not going to video that to see what we can do about it. We need some rain, folks. Really, really bad. You got any questions about real estate? Hit me up. Roy Cabalo, broker, owner, Cabalo's Realty. I'm all over social media, so just hit me up, send me a text, send me an email. Hope you guys are having a great weekend, and we will talk again in the near future. Bye now.